Amen. You can be seated. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Nick. I am one of the pastors here. I want to welcome all those watching online with us also. We believe church should be relevant, simple, and real, and we are so glad you're here today. We have a special message today. Before we jump into it, though, I want to let you know next week we're starting a brand new series called A Very Awkward Christmas. Yeah. We're going to make it as awkward for you as possible. It's going to be great. Please show up. It's going to be awesome. And so we got that starting next week. And then the other thing is this. I just want to be clear. Somebody asked me the other day, like, Nick, did you forget to shave today? And I'm like, no. This is 28 days. All the guys can be jealous of my manly full beard. No, I really kind of hope that this year at 40, God would bless me with the ability to grow a beard, but I'm not a man yet. I still grow facial hair like a 14-year-old girl. So anyway, if you're wondering, did he forget to shave today? No, this was intentional and sad at the same time. So anyway, we are so glad you're here today. We have a great message today that really is a one-off, and I want to talk today about Christmas. Now, I don't know about you, but I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year. It's the thing I look forward to every year. I'm so pumped about it. How many of you, really quickly, you are excited it's Christmas season? Just raise your hand. Raise them proud. Awesome. Yeah. The rest of you, get out right now. No, I'm just kidding. No. No. Here's the deal, though. Here's what I know about Christmas. While I'm excited about it and I'm so pumped for it, what I know is this, that Christmas can be one of the most stressful, chaotic, crazy, terrible times of the year. In fact, I did some research this past week, and what I discovered was this, that the average family in 2017 added over $1,000 in debt. That's not what they spent on Christmas. That's how much they went into debt for Christmas, which causes stress, doesn't it? It causes financial stress, causes relational stress. When you sit back with your spouse and you look at the bill one day, and you're like, I can't believe you bought that. And then you're trying to justify it, and you're like, but it was a gift. And your spouse is like, yeah, it was a gift from you to you. Anybody have those conversations? You know, like that's kind of what I do sometimes. I'm like, oh, it's a gift from me to me. Yeah, thank you, me. You know, it can cause stress. Christmas can cause relational stress. Because kind of like Thanksgiving, it's the one time that you're at office parties or you're at family gatherings, and all of a sudden you got to see that cousin or that aunt or that uncle or that mom or that dad or that whatever that is, and it's like, oh, it's stressful. It's job stress. Because for the lucky ones of you that you get like an extra week or a few days off for Christmas, isn't that so amazing? But if you're like most jobs, the boss doesn't go, oh, don't worry about work. No, you just got to get it done early. You got to get things done ahead of time, and so it's more relational stress as far as it goes to your job. If you're a woman, it's even worse, isn't it? One of the things that I saw over and over again is women tend to stress out more than men do at Christmas time, because let's be honest, guys, we're lazy and we don't care, right? And all the women are like, oh, but I got to get the right gifts, and I got to get the house right, and I got to get the lights up right, and we got to do the yard, and we got to do the roof, and we got to do the whole thing. And all the guys are like, I'm not Clark Griswold. I don't care. Like, you know. But so it causes stress. It can cause problems. It can cause relationships. And in fact, in 2015, they polled a whole bunch of people, and what they discovered was this, that 45% of people, this is crazy to me, 45% of the people that they polled said they would rather just skip Christmas. And I just thought, man, this is the most magical, amazing time of the year. But for many, it doesn't feel like that. For many who lost a loved one through either death or divorce or a breakup, maybe a bad relationship, for many who feel the stress of the finances or the job or whatever that is, you can get through the whole season of never thought about Jesus and never thought about God, never thought about what really the reason for the season is. You can get the whole season and completely miss it and be the Grinch and sit back and go, man, I just wish we could skip Christmas. And all I want to talk about today is how do you get through this Christmas season? How do you walk through it to where at the end of it, on December 26th, you go, that was a good season. Because here's where we're going to go today, and here's what I want you to see. That I believe for many of us, the problem is we pursue the American dream and are getting a Christian nightmare. That as we pursue the American dream, as we pursue, I want more stuff and more experiences and more relationships and more things. And if I could just have this, if I could just get that, if we just had that person, if I just had that one thing, then I would be okay. That's the American dream, more. That you have the ability to pursue happiness and life and liberty. Those are great things. There's nothing wrong with them. But the American dream is more stuff, bigger house, more. Listen, just look at the commercials. I love it. It's crazy to me. They have commercials. It blows my mind. Different tax bracket, I guess. But maybe you've seen these where somebody gets a car for Christmas. I would like a Hot Wheel for Christmas, okay? But they're like, oh, I got you a Lexus. It's okay. I'm like, who does that? You do that if you're pursuing the American dream, but I'm telling you right now, some of the same people who are pursuing the American dream are going to wake up January 1st and realize that they're in a Christian nightmare. And in this Christmas season, I don't want you to do that. In fact, as I was preparing this several months ago, I saw a meme. And maybe you've seen it. You might have seen some of the stuff I'm going to look at. Normally, just so all transparency, memes tend not to dictate what I preach on, just so we're clear. Oh, I know where he gets this material now. No, that's not really how it normally goes, okay? But I saw a meme, and there was some truth to it, and so I built this message around it. 3 things that I think if you do, you can have the best Christmas ever. And so here we go. Number 1 is this. Don't buy presents, be present. See, Christmas is all about presents, isn't it? It's Santa Claus, it's Rudolph, it's Frosty the Snowman. It's all these different things. When you think about your greatest Christmas moments, aren't they about gifts? I know mine are. I'll be honest. I'm not going to be like, it's about Jesus. No, it's about, man, I got Castle Grayskull as a kid. That's like my greatest Christmas gift ever. Okay, actually, just all transparency, it was Snake Mountain because I was evil as a kid. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Loved Skeletor. Anyway, all right, 80s kid. All right, yeah. I loved the stuff, but here's what I know. As much as I loved that, I will tell you as an adult, what I remember most about Christmas is shopping with my mom. What I remember about Christmas is my mom made these cookies this one year, and I swear I wish she could have taken a picture of them or whatever, because it was the best cookies I've ever had in my life. Like, she froze them, and I cooked them in the microwave, and they were hot, and they were gooey. It was amazing. We'd sit around at Christmas. What I remember is growing up, and my parents would do this thing with Hershey Kisses, where every single night we would find them. And it was the craziest thing, because at 17 and 15, okay, we're like borderline an adult, my parents would hide a 3-cent Hershey Kiss, and I would spend 20 minutes looking for the dumb thing. When there's a bag right there, and I could have just stolen them, okay? But I will find it. What I remember is the presence of my family. I can't tell you too many presents I ever received. But let me tell you what some of you are going to do this Christmas. Some of you, here's the craziest part. You're going to go and you're going to buy a gift for your kids that they want but don't need. And you're going to give it to them, and they're going to be happy, and you're going to feel good for about 30 minutes. And then they're going to pick up their phone, or they're going to pick up their new game, or they're going to pick up their new device, they're going to pick up their new thing, and you're going to spend the next 6 months complaining about the very thing that you bought them. Because you're going to sit back and I hear all the time, man, my kids, all they do is spend time on the phone. I want to look at them and go, okay, listen, I know your kid, he ain't banking that much money, okay? Who bought that for him? I know your kid's 11, okay? He wasn't going out and buying that game. Come on, you're going to complain about the very thing that you got. Why? Because at the end of the day, the greatest gifts have to be earned, not bought. And this Christmas season, I want to challenge you to shift your thinking. Matter of fact, I want to challenge you to something maybe you've never done before. Would you? Maybe it's so different. And if you're not a Christian, maybe this is really different for you. But would you, maybe for the first time ever, would you pray about what you should buy your kids? Maybe you've never thought about that. Maybe it's just as simple as going, hey, listen, just give me your list, okay? I got a list from one of my kids the other day, and it said, I want a dog, and I'm like, no, I'm like, that was easy. And it's like, I want an iPad, and I'm like, oh, they're dreaming big, good. No, it was great. But would you, listen, I get it, man. I get the struggle. But would you this year maybe shift your perspective? I'm telling you right now, I know your deal. I know some of you buy your kids presents because you want to buy them and give them the things that you never got as a kid. And you forget that the very negative experiences that you had made you the person you are today. And you forget that that's what makes you so grateful today. And you're unintentionally ruining your kids by making sure they get great gifts and a terrible future. Would you just shift your perspective? Don't buy presents this year. Just be present. And listen, if you buy your kids stuff, I don't like, all the kids are like, I don't want to go to this church anymore, Mom, Dad. This is a terrible church later. We ain't going back to this church later. I used to like it. Nick was cool for a while, but no, I think he's going on a deep end. Like, get your kids a gift, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, remember the things that are most important to you or your family and your friends and your relationships. But if you're like me, there's always this thing, like if I just had this, and Paul writes this thing that I want to read to you really quickly. It's in Philippians. It says this. Notice the repetition. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything, I love that word, anything. Some of you are looking for the right thing, and God's just saying, find anything. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. It's whatever. We keep looking for the right thing. We keep looking for the one thing. If I just had kids, but you've got a family, and you got a spouse. If I could just find a spouse, if I could just find a husband or a wife or even a girlfriend or boyfriend, if I could just find that, but you've got parents and you've got siblings who love you. If I could just find the right job, but you've got your health and ability to walk and pursue other jobs. If I could just be healthy, but you're alive and God's kept you here this long, this moment. Paul writes this and he says, listen, you want to know the right perspective to have? It's whatever. Whatever you've got. Quit looking for the right thing and realize that you've got some things and find anything and understand that that's a gift from God. See, some of you, you're looking this way and all you see is the deficit. You see how far behind. Because the goal, the American dream's over there. What you don't see is the real goal, the Christian dream's right here, and you're actually ahead. All you've got to do is change your perspective. You just got to turn around and go, no, I'm a lot closer than I thought. I've been looking at the wrong thing, trying to find the wrong thing, pursuing the wrong thing, and I've been pursuing the American dream, and end up, it's a Christian nightmare. You just change your perspective. Whatever you have, think and be good with that. He goes on, wraps it up with this. He says, listen, whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the peace of God will be with you. Practice equals peace. You want to know why you don't have peace this season? Because you keep looking about what you don't have. You keep looking at the ads for Best Buy and TVs. That got a little personal. You keep looking at, just kidding. You keep looking at all the things you don't have. You're not looking at what you do have. You're not looking at whatever is good in your world. I know it's not everything you want, but it's something you have. Find whatever. Thank God for whatever. Be okay with whatever God has given you. Think on that. And then peace will find you. That's number one. Two more. Number two, don't wrap gifts, wrap people. Again, I'm all for gifts. Buy gifts. You know what the crazy thing is going to be happen this season? Many of you, you're going to buy a gift for a person you don't even like. Right? Come on, let's be honest. Some of you are like, I shouldn't laugh at that. But it's true. Like you were looking at your Christmas list, unless you're like the last minute person, and then you don't get good gifts anyway, so it doesn't matter. But for all the good people out there, you wrote a Christmas list, and you argue, you're like, man, I don't even like that person, but I work with them, or I'm married to them, or, whatever. Just kidding. You've got to, though. Come on, let's be honest. You got to. They expect it. We'll put a ring on it, whole deal. Here's the deal. Listen, wrap some gifts, but listen, at the end of the day, wrap people in God's love. Wrap people in God's love. At the end of the day, what matters in this season is the fact that Jesus sent his son. That's the whole deal. That's Christmas. And you know why Jesus sent his son? Because he loved the world. That's everybody in it. That's not just the people that you like. That's not just the people that are like you. That's everybody included in it. And we tend to wrap around the people that we like. We tend to wrap around the people that we love. We tend to wrap around. But I'll tell you right now, I believe as a Christian, we're called to a higher calling than just what we want and what we like and what we're for. There's something much bigger going on. In fact, Paul, in a different book in Colossians, it's maybe my favorite book in the New Testament, he writes this. He says, therefore, as God's chosen people. Let me pause here really quickly and say this. If you're here today and you're Christian, this next part's for you, and this next part is part of the reason why you have bad Christmases and maybe a bad life. If you're not a Christian, I want you to know you don't have to do this. You get to witness this. You can watch this. You have to do none of this. But if you are here today and like, yeah, I believe in God, I'm a Christian, this is mandatory. This is part of the process. He says, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves. I love that line because at Christmas, how many of you like clothes for Christmas? Just me? Cool, okay, whatever. No, that's cool. Put your hands down now. It's too late. They gave you a chance. I love clothes for Christmas, okay? Reason why I dressed up a little bit, I wore a hoodie for 6 straight weeks. I'm like, I'm going big today, okay? Like, I'm not wearing a hoodie anymore. I'm going to put a tie on. I love clothes. As a kid, Mom's like, what do you want? My brother's like, I want a machine gun. I'm like, I'd like a cardigan, please. That was really my Christmas list, no joke. Like, I got Rambo next to me, and I got cashmere on. It's terrible, okay? That's my childhood. I love clothes. I'm all about clothes. I'm all about Christmas. Here's the deal, though. Paul says, listen, clothe yourself, but don't look at the tag. Look at the transition God's doing. He says, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. This Christmas season, you wrap people. Listen, buy them clothes. Buy them a nice pair of jeans. There's nothing like a great pair of jeans for somebody, okay? But when you clothe yourself, make sure that you clothe yourself with compassion, gentleness, kindness, humility, the things that really matter. Because your issue with Christmas isn't about the money, it's about the pressure, the stress, and the people. And a lot of stuff can be fixed if we would just do this. And if this wasn't insulting enough for us, he goes on, he says this, bear with each other. Isn't that encouraging? What's the goal today? Just bear with them. Some of you just need to look at your spouse and be like, I'm going to bear with you, okay? Like, I just, just go ahead and own it. Like, we're not friends today. I'm going to bear with you, He says, bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you have a grievance. I love that word grievance. That's a fancy word to say you are ticked off, okay? You want to end an argument with your spouse? Be like, honey, I have a grievance with you. You will both laugh so much, it'll be conversation over. Be like, all right, I don't even know what I was mad about anymore. That's a fancy word, grievance. You're mad. You're upset. Here's the deal. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. You know what all of us need more than any gift? It's grace. You know what some of you in here need to hear more than just here's a present. You need to hear, I forgive you. That's the greatest gift you could get. That's the greatest thing you could hear. For some of you, the greatest gift you can give yourself is to look at somebody else who has power over you, who has influence over you because they hurt you and you're mad. And part of Christmas is you got to see them, you got to spend time with them, and you're just angry. It's a parent that you've just got disconnected with. It's a kid that has left or come or whatever has done. It's a spouse. It's a coworker. I don't know who it is, but for some of you, the single greatest gift you can give is to wrap that other person with grace and say, we're good. I'm not going to hold on to this any longer. I'm not going to hold on to bitterness. I'm not going to hold on to anger. I'm not going to hold on to frustration. I'm not going to hold on to what you did to me. I'm no longer going to let that control my future and my destiny. I'm going to wrap this town with love. I'm going to wrap everybody else with love. The greatest gift you can give is grace. The greatest gift that some of you can give yourself, hear me on this, is to understand that your God loves you and he has given you grace to not be perfect this season. Because some of you have expectations and standards so high that no one could ever meet them. And you're so frustrated and you think about all the ways that you failed. And you think about all the things that you've done wrong. And the reason we celebrate Christmas is because Jesus came to earth to do something very, very important, to give the whole world grace. And so for some of you this Christmas season, you just need to be okay with not being perfect, to really receive God's grace, to really receive what God's done for you, to really maybe reflect on it for the first time and be okay that it's not going to be perfect. It's not a matter of if there's going to be grievances. There will be grievances in your world this year. There will be problems. People will do things. People will say things. People will not say things. People will not buy you a gift. People will buy you the wrong gift. You will buy the wrong gift. They will not respond the right way you wanted to. I mean, there was going to be grievances. You want to know how you get through this season? Grace. The reason for the season is grace through Jesus Christ. And how you will get through it, how it will be the best Christmas you've ever had, is as you walk through it, you have grace with other people and yourself. It's grace. Goes on. And above and over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. It's love. At the end of the day, that's what matters. It's love. The fact that God so loved the world that he gave his son. It's Christmas. The fact that you love your family and your friends. It's Christmas. The fact that you're going to give grace to other people. Why? Because you're not perfect and neither are they. It's love. And you want to know what's powerful about Christmas is when families come together who haven't been together forever. And they are unified. But you won't put that on. As long as you pursue the American dream and keep focusing on that and keep focusing on the right gift and the right house and the right situation and the right setup and the right presence and the right stuff or whatever, and you will continue to have a Christian nightmare because you're focused on the wrong thing. This Christmas, some of you need to not work on and pray through what are the right presents. You need to pray through who is I need to forgive. And as I said, for some of you, it's yourself. You need to forgive yourself. Last one. We'll wrap it up. Don't see the lights. Be the light. I don't know. How many of you really quickly, I know it's participation day, it's not normally like this, but how many of you drove around town to see Christmas lights? Any of you? A couple of you? Yeah, most of your parents love you. Yeah, it was a great time. Like you drive around, it's the weirdest thing, and you see all these flashing, like, ooh, that's a nice one. You look at the next one, ooh, that's a nice one. You look at the next one, ooh, that's a nice one. And if somebody was like really on point, they would have a sign in their yard. It'd be like, for the music, turn to channel 93.5, you know? And you turn it and they have Metallica on. It's like flashing the whole deal. You know what I'm saying? If that's you, stop it, okay? Just so we're clear. You have way too much time on your hands. I have a lot to do. I can help you and you can help me. Let's work together, okay? Like, don't do that. But here's the deal. We want to make a flash. We want to impress. Look at our lights. Look at my house. Look at all this. And that's cool. Do that. I'm not trying to bash that. That's fine. But here's the deal. You are called to be a light. That this Christmas, it's an opportunity for every single person in here. It's an opportunity, whether you see it or not. See, the problem is many of you want to skip it, and you're missing the potential biggest blessing God's got for you. And yeah, it's an obstacle, but it's also an opportunity. To be the light. That's your purpose. It's why you were made. And whether you realize it or not, when you use something in an inappropriate way, in a way that it's not made, it doesn't function. It feels broken. Some of your lives today feel broken because you keep looking at the American dream and pursuing that. And you're not made to pursue that. You're not made to be about you. You're not made to focus on what I can get and what I want and where I'm going to go and what I'm going to experience and who I'm going to spend time with and what I'm going to eat and what I'm going to not do. No, you're made to look at something else. Matthew, the book of Matthew, it says this. Jesus is talking. He says, you are the light of the world. You. He looks at the whole crowd and says, you want to know who the light of the world is? You. You are the light of the world. And then he goes on. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. You know why? It's on a hill. It's not very deep sometimes, okay? Sometimes it's not a trick question. All right. Neither do people light a lampstand and put it under a bowl, to which everybody in his audience is thinking, well, of course you don't do that, Jesus. You light a candle, you put it up, you put a seat on a hill. Why? Because people see it. Because of course that. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. And at this moment, no one's taking notes of what Jesus is saying. Everybody's looking at him going, duh. That's not deep. Yeah, I know. I did that this morning. I did that last night. I'm going to do it tonight. This is not deep, Jesus. And he goes on. He says, in the same way that you would put a city on a hill, in the same way that you put a light on a lampstand, let your light, your unique light, your unique circumstances, your unique marriage, your unique relationship, your unique job, your unique struggles, your unique issues, your light, let your light shine before others, that they may see your, and here's the key word, good deeds, and give glory to your Father in heaven. You want to know why I believe Christianity is struggling in America? Because Christians are pursuing the American dream, and they've got a Christian nightmare. And the deeds are not there. Oh, the words are right there, the church service is right there, maybe even the service is attending, the whole deal's right there. But as far as being a light in the community, as far as being a light and having things that people can look at and go, wow, that's different. Wow, I noticed that. Wow, I don't understand that. Wow, that's unique. That's amazing. Those are some good deeds. No one sees them for the most part. And this is where I want us to focus as a church. This is where I think we have a unique opportunity as a church. Because every year we have this initiative entitled, Let Hope In. Because I really believe hope changes everything. You can be down and out and nothing, but if you've got hope, you'll claw yourself back into it. You can have everything, but if you are hopeless, you are done. Hope changes everything. And all year as a church, we give money away. All year as a church, we do things. We bless people. We do a whole bunch of stuff, and we never want to brag. We never want to say, hey, look at us. But there are 3 weeks out of the year. 3 weeks out of the year that we, as a church, we try to live this statement out in front of other people to say, listen, we're not going to brag every minute, every moment, and we're not going to tell you about every single thing that we do, but there's going to be a season that we're going to do it for a purpose, that we believe we're called to be the light, and we want our city that doesn't understand the gospel but does understand good deeds. We want them to see what we do. And so for the past few years, a few years ago, we started this movement, and we've given away over $60,000 away to the city in those 2-3 week periods of time. It's incredible. I love what we get to do. It's a radical, ridiculous generosity, and we do it every year, and this year is no different in that sense, but it's very different in how we're going to do it. See, as we were planning it, we started planning this, we started planning 2018 back in 2017, believe it or not. And what I realized was it felt like the past 2 years we were trying to up it and up it and up it and up it and up it. And I realized this is a never-ending struggle. It's a never-ending chase to outdo ourselves every year. And I realized as long as the church does everything, it's not going to be a movement. It's just going to be a River Lake Church thing. And so this year, as we talked about it, we're doing something radically different. We're going to do some of the giveaways. We're going to do some things we've done last year. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do some of those things, but more importantly, what I want to do this year is I want to shift the focus from what River Lake Church does to what the people of God do. And so tomorrow, if you're on our email list, and if you're not on our email list and you want to participate, maybe you're a guest here and you don't even go here, get on our email list and we're going to give it to you. We've spent a lot of time working out what we're calling 26 days of Christmas. 26 days that we wrote out. You're going to get a PDF tomorrow for your email. It's going to have a calendar. It's going to have a letter. It's going to have explanation of every single day. It's going to have a prayer guide for you this Christmas season. And what we're going to do is every single day, I want to challenge you, do good. Do something that people can see your light. Do good, to be who you're called to be. Because it can't stop with us. It's got to go into the community. It's got to go into something bigger than we are. So we got 26 days. Some include money, some don't. Some are just pick up a phone and call somebody you've been disconnected with forever and you know you need to call, though. It takes no money, it takes all effort. Some we're doing big tip night again, where I just want you to leave the most ridiculous tip you've ever left. And if you're like, Nick, I can't eat then, cool, go, order water, leave the cash, okay? And you know what people will go? Wow. You know why? Because a lost and dying world They can argue with your theology. They cannot argue with your generosity. And what the world does not understand is people who are not controlled and manipulated and pursue money, because that's what everybody does, whether they want to own it or not. So this year, we're doing Let Hope In a little bit different. But we want people to see our good deeds. I want you to take pictures. I want you to hand out invite cards. I want you to share it. And not for the rest of your life, because again, I don't want you to be egotistical. For this 3 weeks, we want you to be the light in this city. Because at the end of the day, your job is to be faithful and to let God make the difference. You be faithful, because I get it. Some of you are sitting back thinking, I don't have a lot of money. That's okay. You haven't heard me. If your response, I don't have a lot of money, you haven't heard what I've said the whole time, because it's not about the money. It's about you being faithful. You be faithful and you let God make a difference. You let your light shine in your world and see what happens this Christmas season. And I could stand up here, I could rant and rail about how important this is, about the lives that it'll change, about the difference it'll make. But instead of me doing that, I wanted to remind some of you, and I wanted to show others of you for the first time, really, what this movement is about. Let's take a look. We're going to be stopping, pulling people over, is that correct? Or whatever, random people?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to be pulling random people over, and all we're going to do is just say, hey, listen, looks like you may need a break, and we don't know what's going on. We're going to give them a $100 bill and a card that just says, hey, God loves you.
It's Christmas time, and there's a lot of bad things going on in the world, and every now and then somebody just needs a break. So, Merry Christmas. Oh my God. Merry Christmas. It's the Christmas season right now, and I know there's a lot of bad stuff going on everywhere, and sometimes people just deserve a break. So, Merry Christmas. Okay? All right. Don't get hit.
If that doesn't move you, you're dead inside. Don't miss this, though. Not one person in here did any of that. You didn't give to that. You didn't serve in that. You just witnessed that, and it moved you. There's something inside of you that's like, oh, I want to be a part of that. Oh, that's amazing. Why? Because you were made for that. You were not made to get. You were not made to consume. You were not made to walk through the aisles of Best Buy looking at this. That's not how you were made. You were made to look in the hearts and the souls, the depravity, the loss, the brokenness of a world, and to be the light. So this Christmas, quit worrying about what other people need. Start being who they deserve. Start being the light. You have the potential to be a part of a bigger story than you've ever dreamed. To change not everybody's life, but one person's life, or maybe 2 people or 3 people. I don't know. But you're in position to. And I don't care how you feel about Christmas. I don't care whether you like it or not. What I know is this. As you pursue your calling to be the light, it changes everything. And if you can just make those 3 shifts, if you can just kind of walk into that, if you can take a look at this 26 days of Christmas and go, man, that seems like a lot. I know it's a lot. Man, that seems like, oh man, I don't know if I want to. I'm just telling you, you may not want to, but you need to. For you, for our community, because there's way more at stake than we realize. I can't wait for this Christmas season. I hope you join me. I hope you join me in flipping this town upside down for Jesus. It's going to be an incredible season. Would you all stand with me? I want to pray for you. I want to bless you. And I want to charge you this year, this Christmas season, to go and be a light, to go and be who God called you to be, to make a difference, to quit worrying about yourself and start worrying about others, because that's when you come alive. That's when you feel like who you're made to be. Let's pray. God, thank you for the privilege, for the calling that we get to give to others, that we get to be a light, that we get to be part of your solution to the problem of brokenness. God, help us not focus so much on buying presents, but to be present with our family and our loved ones. Help us wrap this town with your love, with your grace, with your mercy. And God, most importantly, with our lives, with our walk, with our talk, with how we drive and what we buy and the conversations we have, and maybe just as important, the conversations that we don't have. God, let us be the light for this city. Not giving it what it wants, but giving it what it needs. Let this church, let this movement of Let Hope In become something bigger than we could have ever dreamed. We love you and we thank you so much for the opportunity and privilege that we get. Amen. God bless. Have a great week. Christmas is here.
It's your